Hi guys, this is Night Fear, and I'm coming on today to do my wrap up for my first 5 books for Queers Gone By. These are the books that fit the challenge, the 5 challenges under Anne Bancroft. I will link my original part 1 TBR down below, and I'm thinking about making a playlist for these. So I will try to remember to do that as soon as I am done recording this. I'm doing this in parts. I do have my next 5 books already, so I will be doing that TBR today as soon as I finish wrapping these books up. But I want to share them with you as I go along, so they're shorter videos, and so you can see what I'm reading, and maybe you'll be inspired to read some of these books on your own. So our first challenge is to read a book written or set during 1955 to present. And for this one, I chose Bloom, which Kaylin also read for another readathon. And this is by Kevin Panetta. This book was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. This is about a boy whose parents own a bakery, and of course, you know, as children, we're kind of forced to help our parents. So he helps his family in the bakery, and all he wants to do is move to the city to be with his friends who are in a band together. And so to convince his parents to let him do this, he tries to hire someone to take his place, and the someone that he hires, he ends up having a friendship which may or may not develop into something else. So this is a queer book, and it is amazing, and the art style is amazing, as you can see. Absolutely love the teal. It's just a sweet story. Really enjoyed it. It is quite a large book, but since it's a graphic novel, it does go by pretty fast. So, but anyway, Bloom, 5 stars. Definitely recommend. So for the next challenge, it was to read a book with an all-female cast. And I chose Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. I'm glad I chose this because it pretty much was an all-female cast. I mean, it kind of does go in the past, and we see see the main character's husband, but it kind of, is a flashback thing, so I don't count that. It pretty much is a female cast. So what this book is about is this place has developed where strange stuff happens, and of course the government has to send in people to investigate this, and our main character is on one of the teams, an all-female team that goes in to investigate. And this book is all about the interesting stuff that happens. It's not really like the movie, at least what I remember from the movie. It's a lot different, so if you've watched the movie, you still might want to read the book. I did give this 3 stars. It kind of drug a little in places, and I don't know. I am going to continue with this just because I'm curious about what happens and what's caused this, and to see what else is going to happen. I don't know. It was just kind of weird, but I did enjoy it in a weird kind of a way. The ending was kind of strange. But I kind of enjoyed the ending too. So if you've read this book, let me know down below what you thought about it, because I'm curious to see other people's thoughts. Alright, so the third book the third challenge was to read a book set in the future. I just finished this one. This is the last one I read for this group of 5. And that is Internment by Samira Ahmed. And this book was amazing. I gave it 4 stars. It's kind of scary in how close to reality this is. And it was written on purpose that way. The statement Make America Great is actually in here. The president is never referred to by name, just the president. So it's very, I think it's written as a warning, written what could be, written so that we get our eyes opened on to kind of be careful what you allow to happen, because, you know, like anything, once one thing happens, it just kind of, like the butterfly effect, you know, it's just that one thing can start many things. But this is about a Muslim family. Our main character is a girl. She is 17. And one of the reasons I didn't give it a 5 is because I thought the character was written a little, I don't know. She wasn't as real as she could have been. Let's put it that way. But other than that, I really enjoyed this book. But her family her family gets taken and ends up in an internment camp. I'm not going to tell you why or what exactly happens, because it actually, at the very beginning, they're not in the camp, and we actually see them, what happens, what the, you know, kind of leads up to the camp, and then them in the camp. And then what happens as it goes along. So, I would recommend reading this book. I would recommend thinking about the things, not necessarily the characters, but the actions in this book. The way things were kind of taken out of context and used to do things that shouldn't have been done. So, but yes, I would definitely highly recommend this book. Very glad I read it. And yeah, it was really good. The next book was to read a book featuring climate change or other dire weather circumstance. I read Monument 14, the second one, Sky on Fire. Now this one doesn't necessarily have the climate change event in it. That was actually the first one. This is kind of a continuation of that story. So I can't tell you a lot about this one, other than I really enjoyed it and gave it 4 stars. And it's a very short book. There is one last one, and I will be reading that one hopefully very, very soon. But this one continues the brother's story from the first one. And we see basically what happens. I don't really want to tell you, because if I want you to read the first one and not have any idea what's going to happen. But this one is a story about the weather goes nuts, and these 2 school buses are on their way to school. One of them crashes, and the other one, well, the one of them crashes unintentionally, the other one crashes on purpose through this store. It's Greenway that kind of looks like a Walmart. And then the one bus, you know, blows up. The kids are stuck in this store without any adults, and it's kind of how they survive and what happens after that. There's a chemical spill, and there's all kinds of stuff in the first book. And then this one, like I said, carries on from that one. And it's really interesting, and this one gets kind of intense, especially kind of towards the end, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read the last one. But yeah, it's definitely not zombies, even though I love zombies. It's definitely apocalyptic stuff. Okay, and the last one is to read a book based on adventure. Now, originally I was going to read Bo, Lee, The Bomb, and Me. I started that one. I didn't really enjoy the writing style, so I stopped and read this one instead. This was one of the ones that Kaylin got to read for the Queers Lit Readathon. And she ended up not reading it. I read it instead, and it's called As the Crow Flies by Melanie Gilman. This is a queer graphic novel. And this one is about a girl who is gay, and I believe she's gay. She's queer. It actually doesn't, I know she likes girls. It doesn't say anything about her liking guys. So I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know what she is. It doesn't really go in other than she's queer. And she's going to this camp, this Christian camp. And strangely enough, all the other people in this camp are pretty much white. So she has to deal with being the only queer black girl in this camp. So anyway, they're going on the adventure up the mountain to for some reason. I'm not going to tell you why. Now, I will tell you that this story doesn't finish. It doesn't complete. And I cannot find if the next graphic novel has been published or not. So if you know, let me know. Because I really want to finish this story because I was really liking it. And then it just kind of cuts off. So I will be finishing this as soon as I can find the other book. But I gave this one 4 stars also. So this was a pretty good reading. These 5 books were pretty good. I really enjoyed them all. And I'm excited about starting the next 5. Which I will do another video for that. Because I don't want to have both of them. And then that'll make the long video. And that'll just kind of defeat the purpose of the splitting them up. So anyway, but these are the first 5, and so I'm, like I said, this was for these are the ones for Anne Bancroft. So Anne Bancroft is now done, and so I will next read Frida Kahlo, the books for Frida Kahlo. Alright guys, let me know if you're participating in Queers Gone By, and if you are liking any of the books that you're picking, and if you've read any of these, let me know, or excited to read any of these, let me know. Please remember to always be kind to one another, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!